everyone, I am back today with another pregnancy update. This week I am sharing all about weeks 21 and 22 of my pregnancy. I feel like I have quite a few things to share with you guys, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So in week 21, baby was the size of an endive. And in week 22, baby was the size of a coconut. Food aversions for the most part have subsided. I still occasionally, depending on the day, will have just things that don't sound good to me, but it's not as nearly as bad as it has been the past few months, so I'm grateful for that. I haven't experienced too many food cravings the last 2 weeks. I only had one specific craving one night. It was actually just a couple nights ago. There is this restaurant, it's about 35 minutes away from where we live, and it's just this little diner. You can eat inside the restaurant, or they just have like a drive up, kind of like a Sonic in a way, the way it's set up. You just pull up to a parking space and then you order your food. But they have just like burgers and fries and milkshakes and that kind of food. And this particular night, all I wanted from there was a hamburger and curly fries and a strawberry shake. And originally we had planned to have a really nice, fresh, healthy salad for dinner. And of course I ended up getting this craving for something that was not at all healthy. But John and I ended up going out there and having burgers and fries and some milkshakes for dinner, and it was absolutely delicious. So my symptoms the last couple of weeks, I've had some recurring symptoms and then some new symptoms that have popped up. Some symptoms that have continued on from previous weeks are allergies and nasal congestion. Still getting cramps in my calves, mostly in the middle of the night randomly, and the lower back pain and the hip pain is just continuing on. It's mostly at night when I'm trying to sleep that it's the worst, which is unfortunate because it's really hard for me to get comfortable at night. I normally don't have trouble falling asleep, but I'll wake up around 2 to 3 a.m. and I just cannot get comfortable just laying on either side. I have my big old pregnancy pillow that I use and a bunch of other pillows. And no matter what I do, whether I'm laying flat or propping myself up at like an incline, it doesn't help. And I have a really hard time getting comfortable and falling back asleep. So several nights, the last couple of weeks, I've spent, 1 to 2 hours just unable to fall back asleep because I'm not comfortable. So it's just one of those really annoying symptoms. So in week 22 in particular, I've had a significant increase in my appetite. I just feel hungry pretty much all of the time, and it's like I can never eat enough. Usually when I eat big meals like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I will feel pretty full and satisfied. It's just in between those meals that I feel like I cannot eat enough. I feel like I'm just snacking a lot more throughout the day, and I'm struggling to find healthy snacks that will keep me full for, longer than 30 minutes. I'm okay with certain things in moderation, and I definitely am a lover of cookies and donuts and chips and things like that, but I don't want to be making the choice to eat those types of food every single time I'm hungry throughout the day. So I'm just struggling to find healthy snacks that are going to keep me feeling full. Like for example, yesterday, just a couple hours after I had lunch, I felt so incredibly hungry, and I decided to have an apple and some crackers and some peanuts. And after I ate that, I felt like I didn't eat anything. I felt even more hungry after eating that snack than I did before eating the snack, if that makes sense. So I don't know. If you have any suggestions for healthy snacks that are gonna keep me full, I would appreciate any suggestions that you have for me. During week 21, I experienced kind of off and on nausea, mostly at night after dinner. We would eat dinner, and then pretty much for the rest of the night I would just feel nauseous. I never actually threw up, thankfully. I never felt like I got close to the point of throwing up, but I just felt nauseous for some for some reason, but in week 22 that pretty much has gone away for the most part. The last 2 weeks I have definitely been feeling like my body temperature is running a little warm. Like I don't have a fever, but I feel warm all of the time, especially at night trying to sleep. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just be sweating and just uncomfortable with the temperature. I still have a fan going at night even though it's really chilly outside and we have the heater on, but I have to sleep with a fan because I just get too hot. So the last week, in week 22 in particular, I think I've experienced some Braxton Hicks contractions. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously I've never experienced those Braxton Hicks before, so I don't really know what they are supposed to feel like other than what I've read, and I'm pretty sure I've experienced that a few nights the last week. It's only happened in the middle of the night. I'll wake up and kind of just like, you know, stretch out, and a couple of times that I've done that, it's like my stomach or my belly feels like it just seizes up and it just goes like this and contracts and gets really, really hard. And it's not painful for me at all. It doesn't even feel like, you know, like a calf cramp in your leg where you can feel your calf seizing up and it is extremely painful. It's not painful at all. It feels like my belly just contracts and it goes away fairly quickly. I'll try to roll over on my side and it will subside. So I'm assuming that's what a Braxton Hicks contraction is. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you've experienced those Braxton Hicks before, if what I'm describing sounds like that's what it is. I'm curious to know. I don't really know what else it could be. And like I said, it's not painful, so that's a good thing. So that's it as far as my symptoms go. In week 21, I did have my anatomy scan finally, a little later than usual, but I'm glad that I was able to have it done. So as soon as the sonographer started the ultrasound, she let me know that baby boy is currently in a breech position, which I knew. Actually, on the way to the appointment, John and I were talking and I was explaining to him that the movements I've been feeling have been really different than what I was previously experiencing. Before, it felt like he was just like right up against my belly, like my belly button area, because most of the kicks and things that I was feeling was just like right there, either to the left or the right of my belly button. And that last week before my appointment, I felt like he was feet down because I felt kicks all of the time, like in my pelvis. It was a very bizarre feeling. But yeah, I just felt like he was kicking really low in my pelvis. So as soon as she said that he's breech, I told John, I was like, I knew it. I told you. I could feel that he had moved. And yeah, so she said it's nothing to be concerned about right now since I'm still very early on. There's plenty of time for him to move to a head down position. And I don't even think that happens until 30 something weeks along. But that was the first thing that she pointed out to us. Overall, in the ultrasound, everything looked great. During the ultrasound, she of course couldn't really tell us anything as far as if things were looking good or not. All of this I found out afterwards from my OB. But yeah, he's measuring right on track. I went in at 21 weeks and 5 days, and that day he was measuring 21 weeks and 6 days, so right on track. And everything is looking really good as far as baby goes, and as far as the umbilical cord and the placenta and my amniotic fluid. All of that is looking great, which I am so incredibly grateful for. All of our first and second trimester screenings have come back normal, but I was still, of course, a little worried about something else popping up during this anatomy scan. But I am so grateful that everything is looking healthy. The only thing I'm really sad about is that we didn't get any pictures from the ultrasound. I guess this hospital just doesn't provide pictures to take home. So we didn't get any pictures. We couldn't even take video or anything during the ultrasound, so that was a real bummer. And baby boy, again, just like his previous ultrasounds, was being so shy, and he kept hiding his face with his arms, and he kept turning his head away from the ultrasound. So she had such a difficult time getting pictures and measurements of like his face, because he was just being so shy, and he didn't want his face to be shown. So that was kind of a bummer, but the most important thing is that everything is healthy and normal. So I am so incredibly grateful for that. So now it's time for an update on my bump. It's definitely popped out now. I think it's very noticeable, and I am loving I love it. Obviously my belly is growing because baby is growing, and as baby grows, the movements that I feel are getting stronger and stronger, and his movements now are to the point where you can actually see them outside of my belly, and I love it. I love feeling him move around, and I just love my belly, and overall I'm absolutely loving being pregnant. I'm so incredibly grateful and happy to be experiencing this. So that is all of the update I have for you guys for these last 2 weeks. My next pregnancy update won't be until about 2 weeks from now. Next week is Thanksgiving, so I won't be posting a pregnancy update for that. It'll be the following week. I will share my 23 and 24 week pregnancy update. If you are in week 21 or 22 of your pregnancy, let me know in the comments down below and share with me how you have been feeling. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye!